Welcome, you guys. Tonight is the first class in our series, class number 1. I have my oils. Now what? Okay, I know it can be overwhelming sometimes to start something new, especially something that's just a little bit different than what the culture is doing. Oh, good. We're still coming in, so don't worry. But I just want you to know we're here to support you. We're excited for you. And this class and this entire series is designed to help you feel confident and gain experience using your oils, so you don't feel insecure when you reach for them, or you don't look at your bottles that you just bought and go, uh-oh, and they just sit on the counter for a while. So I'm really glad you're here. If I have never met you before, my name's Anna Chase, and I am the founder of the little community called Wild Abundant Life. We focus on oils and natural medicine. And it's really even more about encouragement. I don't do it alone. I work with a group of women just like you guys who love oils, have found doTERRA aligns with their family's values and health goals, and they're excited to share what they're learning about natural health with others. So I'm grateful to them. I'm excited to see where this little group goes in the future. And if you're ready, I'm ready to dive in. If you pre-registered for this class, then I sent you a worksheet. These are not going to align exactly with the slideshow that I have ready for you. I have a little bit more information in that, but this is going to be a really great thing for you to work on along with the class. Take notes on the back if you didn't print it on both sides. And then just work from there after the class to get really good at knowing what you need and making a wish list and all that stuff. Okay, so you can follow along, take notes. I will be sending out the recording. And if you're watching the recording, welcome. I'm really glad you chose to do that. Okay. Once again, you are free to ask questions in the chat, but once I share my screen, I won't be able to see that. I can definitely go over whatever questions you have at the end. I'm happy to do that. Okay. Okay, here we go. I have my oils. I love this because that's kind of what the first, my first order looked like, looked like a jumble of stuff. And I was like, what do I do? Okay, I'm gonna make this small. There we go. All right, I have my oils now wet. If you're brand new, you might not have opened the box of oils. I hope you did. I hope you cracked open every single cap to smell what was going on in there, but that's really the first step. You open the bottles, you familiarize yourself with those oils. This might look like one of the kits that you got. We're going to talk a lot tonight about how to use a lot of the basic oils. So some of the things that you got maybe in this this class, and some of them may not, but some of you are going to have everything that we're talking about tonight. But we're going to talk about just a few oils, okay? All right, so open those bottles. If you have stickers, put the stickers on your bottle lids. This makes it really easy to see them from the top. You can add this to your wish list, and I suggest at least at the beginning to keep a wish list. On page 2 of your handout, there's a little spot for a wish list. It only has 6 spots open, so that may not be big enough for your wish list. It's not big enough for mine, but it's really nice to have kind of something to go from. Make some goals, make a wish list. The little bottle cap stickers are really helpful. You can organize your oils alphabetically. You can organize them according to the color of the bottle. A lot of people do it that way. And then I suggest putting your oils where you're going to use them. You're going to use some oils in the kitchen. You're going to use some oils in the bathroom, in your bedroom. some oils you're gonna want to keep on the go. doTERRA actually sells smaller 5 ml bottles that you can divvy up your oils. So if you need them in more than one place, get those bottle cap stickers and make 3 lavenders out of your 1 bottle of lavender, okay? It's gonna be really handy if they are where you can use them. And then I want you to think about why you decided to purchase doTERRA. Most people are going to start with their concerns, and I absolutely suggest with starting with that. If you're having trouble sleeping, if you are having trouble balancing your hormones or your emotions, if you just kind of feel bad, or you can't kick this achy back or achy joints, write those things down, and then look up your problem or look up an oil in one of these books. These are some books that I absolutely recommend. Advanced Oil Magic is a relatively new oil book. It's wonderful. It has exact protocols that people use using oils for all kinds of ailments. So you can look up your ailments, and then you can see a few oils that you can use to try to deal with that thing. I absolutely suggest, if most of these things, you're going to have one of the oils. So always start with what you have, and then go from there. If it didn't quite do the trick, or if it did do the trick and you're like, what else could I do to deal with this, this issue that I'm having, then go from there. I also suggest starting with the least expensive oil. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body responds differently. The 10 oils that you probably got in your starter kit, those are oils that most people respond to in the same way. That's why they're in that kit. They're very useful. They're very quick to work. And so most of the protocols that you find in these books, the Essential Life book is also a really good one. That's actually my favorite. You can look up an oil and see what you can do with that. You'll probably be surprised at all you can do with those oils. Or you can look up what your health concern is also, okay? So keep a little list. And then I suggest maybe creating a protocol, reminding yourself to do it in the morning, do something in the evening, and then maybe even put a note on your medicine cabinet. If you're used to going to your medicine cabinet for something, put a note on there and say, could an oil be used for this instead? And it's really fun. It's like an adventure when you're first getting started, to find out how much these oils can actually do, okay? Now, keep in mind, oils are just plants. I know they can be scary, but they're just plants. And they're not just plants that we find in the wild. doTERRA has thoughtfully curated them and bottled them into these beautiful little bottles, and they're ready to use. We don't have to go out searching for them, right? But just like plants, one oil may have many uses for your body, and then one problem can be addressed by many other oils. Don't get overwhelmed, just have fun with this. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what you need to know about oil safety. Is there anything that you shouldn't mix together? Okay, how exactly do you use your oils? And if I ran out of On Guard already, how do I reorder? All right, so we're going to start with diffusing. Diffusing is absolutely the easiest way to use your oils. If you got a diffuser, you're ready. You're all ready. Open it up, check it out. It's probably one of doTERRA's easy to use 2-piece diffusers, like this Brevi here. This is a nice 2-piece diffuser. You always put 4 to 10 drops. I tend to go a little heavy on oils. I like to have a lot of scent in my house when I'm using them. I like to walk into a room and really notice it. So I usually do about 10 in a bigger diffuser, probably about 6 in a small diffuser like this. And then there's going to be either a red dot or a fill line in your diffuser. And you don't want to go over that line. You can go under it just a little bit, but don't go over that line. A lot of people will call and say, my diffuser's broken. Am I going to have to send it back? And I usually just say, pour out a little bit of that water and it works fine. Okay. They are made not to bubble over, but they don't use heat. They're not steam. They're actually a mist. And so you don't have to worry about breathing that. It's very safe, and it's a very passive way to use your oils. One method that I use to fill a bunch of diffusers in my house, because it's always my goal to have a diffuser in every room, because if they're not in that room, I'm very unlikely to carry one from room to room. So I like to keep a carafe, or I just use a ball jar of my favorite oils. And so I'll put, I don't know, 20 drops or so in a jar of water, fill it up with water, and then I'll just carry it from room to room and fill all my diffusers at once. It's very easy. If you have some of the holiday oils, you're gonna wanna use those all throughout the house, the Holiday Joy and the Holiday Peace. And so I definitely recommend the jar method. I did that this morning, and I did it again this evening to fill all the diffusers in my house. And then occasionally, especially if you use oils that are diluted with fractionated coconut oil, occasionally you'll notice there's a little bit of a stain or a little bit of a film on your diffuser. If you're on the ball, we suggest doing it 1 to 2 weeks, just cleaning it a little bit. If you're not on the ball, don't worry about it. But it's very easy to clean your diffusers. You can do that with some white vinegar. I like to add water, about a tablespoon of white vinegar. You can diffuse it. You might want to do that outside, okay, because it does smell like vinegar. Or you can just put a little bit of white vinegar on a Q-tip, maybe with some lemon oil, and just rub out anything that you see that may be building up. But otherwise, they're very easy to keep clean. One really good diffuser recipe is the On Guard and Breathe combination. It's great for your immune system. It's great for your respiratory system. I had a loved one who got very ill recently, and I said, you know what you could do? You could put those 2 oils in your diffuser and set it right next to your head. It's gonna feel like relief. And she said that it did. Another very popular way to use your oils in your diffuser is this one called Bye Bye Allergies. 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of peppermint. You're gonna see that trio over and over and over again, but that's a really good one for anything seasonal that's going on there. And then here's some that are wonderful at night. Balance. Balance is a great one. Lavender, Serenity. Serenity is a blend that has lavender and some other of these in it. So if you like all of these, Serenity is definitely one to maybe add to your wish list. Bergamot is a citrus that's wonderful at night. It's wonderful for the mood also. Breathe is gonna open up those airways, maybe help with snoring, hopefully. And then Roman chamomile is wonderful. Okay, that was one way to use your oils aromatically. Next, we're going to talk about how to apply oils to your body. That's the second way that we use oils topically, okay? When you use oils, even if you're the person touching your own skin, human touch releases endorphins. That reduces pain and it elevates the mood. When you're using oils on your children, that kind touch is really helping to bond you guys. It's more than just the oil working in the body, which it does, but it's also the experience of the oil. You don't get that if you pop a pill, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about dilution. Some safety tips. There are quite a few when it comes to topical use, and how to make a roller ball. So dilute. Why would you dilute? Well, anytime you're going to use your oils topically, pretty much across the board, you're just going to want to dilute. Working with babies, children, elderly, animals, definitely it's going to help to dilute. Using an oil like On Guard, these are peppermint, I have one daughter that's very sensitive to peppermint topically. Deep blue, oregano, cinnamon, clove. Those are oils that are considered hot, spicy. So when you use your fractionated coconut oil with those, it's going to, your skin isn't going to be quite so sensitive to those. And if you need to put oil in a sensitive, or if you accidentally get oil in a sensitive area, excuse me, like in your eyes or something else, you're going to want to flush the area with coconut oil, not water. Okay, I need you to hear that. Don't try to flush your eyes or your, I mean, even if you get it close to your eyes in just sensitive areas, or especially something like peppermint, it stings a little bit. You'll be crying rivers of tears, okay? Add coconut oil to that area. That's gonna help dissolve the oil. Like dissolves like. If you put water on that, it's gonna actually drive it in and it's gonna get worse, all right? A side note is if you have a very intense amount of discomfort and you're using deep blue on a specific sharp, pain in your back or something, sometimes putting deep blue on when you're still wet out of the shower, you want that extra intensity. But I would say that's probably not for the beginner, okay? So just keep that in mind. And then I like to add a pump. My fractionated coconut oil definitely has a pump. You can get that at doTERRA for like, I think it's $2.25. So add that to your next order, and it makes it so much easier because you don't have to unscrew anything. You don't have to tip anything. You just hold your hand out, pump it, and then add a couple of drops of the oil to that. And then you just rub it right on your body. Okay. But what is actually happening when you dilute your essential oils and use them topically? When you do not dilute, your oils are volatile and they're actually intended to evaporate very quickly. That's why they're so good for aromatic use. But if you want this thing to be used topically, you want it to stay on your skin longer, okay? One of the tricks to using oils is not using more oil, but using less oil more often. And that's something that you can get when you use your fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated just means that it doesn't harden. It's not gonna ever turn into a block like coconut oil would in your pantry. So it's just gonna stay liquid if you put it in a roller bottle or something like that. With fractionated coconut oil, it weighs it down. So you still will be able to smell it. It's still going to evaporate to some extent, but it's going to stay on the surface of the skin longer. And that's going to give your skin a little bit extra time to absorb that oil. And it's going to be able to impact your body on a cellular level at that point and enter the bloodstream and then give you that overall effect that you're looking for. So once again, 3 reasons to dilute. It protects sensitive skin. It helps your essential oils go farther. Usually we use 1 to 2 drops per serving of essential oils. If you put 10 drops of oil in a roller ball and a bunch of coconut oil, that's going to be even less than 1 drop per serving. So it's going to make it go along a lot farther. And then it makes them longer lasting on the tissue and more effective. And you can see there, let me go back, that if you add it to your wish list, it's $12 from doTERRA. So it's not a huge expense. And actually that bottle lasts a fairly long time. 3 places we don't use your oils are in the nose, on your, in your eyes, or in your ear canal. But what if you need to address something in your nose, eyes, or ear canal, right? So there are ways around that, but you never want to put oils in those extremely sensitive places, especially with the mucous membrane. It's going to react to the oils. Okay, so one thing that you can do if you are dealing with sinuses is make something called a sinus cup, okay? Get some boiling water, put the kettle on, pour it into a little mug, add a couple drops of each of these oils. I'd probably only stick to 1 of oregano, okay? When you breathe in oregano from steam, it's very, very intense, but effective. And then you want to cover your eyes. I actually take a towel and put it, I think you guys can see me. I put it right below my eyes so that my eyes are protected. I don't have to like be blind for 10 minutes, but I put the towel right here and then I drape it between me and the mug, and it's amazing. You lean over the cup, take deep breaths, and then you're good. I like to stay under there for 10 minutes if possible, but it will stop giving you quite so much steam after a while. So I really love this. Sometimes I even fill it up a second time. All right, if you need to address something in the ear, this is a great recipe for achy ears. Basil, if you have children, I would say basil needs to go on your wish list right away. If you have hemorrhoids, I would say basil needs to go on your wish list right away. It is a pain reliever like none other that I've ever used. I think even topical over-the-counter stuff is not as effective as basil oil for that. So you're gonna take a cotton ball, put a couple drops of basil, lavender, and melaleuca. Now we call melaleuca tea tree oil. And then you're not going to drip it into your ear. It's just going to stay on that cotton ball. Lay your head down so that the cotton ball stays in there. And you're going to get that evaporative effect, that aromatic effect, but within the ear itself. So the liquid is never going to touch the ear canal. That's a safe way to do that. And then just something that you definitely want to know is that citrus oils are photosensitive. If you're going to use citrus oils on your skin, and I definitely do that sometimes for blemishes in the skin, it's great for that. Sometimes we use them on mosquito bites. We'll put a little bit of lemon on a fire ant bite. But just keep in mind, like, don't go out to spend time in the garden, sit on a boat, or sunbathe. And when you're using blends like Aroma Touch, Breathe, Cheer, Citrus Bliss, those also have citrus oils in them. So generally what we say, just to remember, is you're going to want to put your citrus oils where the sun don't shine. All right. I definitely like that little saying. Okay, let's make a roller ball. To make a roller ball, first you're gonna need some roller bottles. doTERRA has some very simple ones. I took a screenshot right here. They're 10 milliliter, which is a wonderful size if you think you're gonna be using a lot of it. If you don't think you're gonna be using a lot of it, just half the recipe and only fill it up halfway, okay? This is another good use for those stickers. If you put 3 different oils in your roller bottle, put those 3 stickers on the outside of your roller, and that'll help you remember what is in there, okay? Because you will make a few after a while and you'll go, wait, you have to smell them to figure out what they are. So you're gonna choose your recipe, add your oils first, okay? And when you, just a side note, when you are filling your roller ball to get a good dropout, just keep it about 45 degrees at a 45-degree angle. And not all oils come out at the same rate. So some of them are going to be a little slow. Myrrh is the slowest of them all. Vetiver is very slow. Balance is fairly slow. But things like peppermint are a lot faster. Lavender is pretty fast too. So watch what you're doing. But don't worry if you get too much oil in there. It's not going to hurt anything. You're going to be fine, okay? Add the oils to the empty roller and then fill it to the little shoulder. You're going to want to leave a little room for that roller bottle top, but fill it to the shoulder with fractionated coconut oil. Okay, I found this to be helpful. when you're using oils with different ages, or even maybe somebody has more sensitive skin, you're not going to want to use as much oil with tiny people as you are full-grown adults, okay? With brand new babies, you can absolutely use essential oils on them. There are a couple essential oils that I would probably put on them neat. And when you say neat, that means without fractionated coconut oil. You can use lavender on a little one neat, maybe put it on the bottoms of their feet. Some people like to put frankincense on the baby's soft spot right when the baby's born. Other than that, I'd probably follow this rule: 1 to 2 drops for newborns, 1 to 2 drops per 10 milliliter roller. Okay, you're gonna barely use any essential oil. And essential oils are so good, your body responds to them so well that even that tiny amount is going to make a difference, okay? With other kids, I mean, I like to say with a roller, maybe 1 to 2 drops per year of age for a 10 mil roller, okay? And then once they get to be over 6 or over 10, you can just give them the full size amount that adults would use. But you know, a third of the way up the roller bottle is probably a good amount of oil to put in your roller. You probably won't need more than that. So here's a roller that is amazing. 3 to 5 drops, 1 of each, 2 of each, or 3 of each in a 10 mil roller, and then use it as needed. When you use something that has peppermint in it though, keep in mind, keep it out of your eyes. So keep it way up at the top of your head. Don't let it go down those laugh lines in your eyes. Yeah, that's gonna be helpful. Here's a Tummy Tamer blend. This one's great for kids. And if they're sensitive to peppermint, switch out the peppermint for maybe some wild orange. You're gonna be putting it under their shirt on their tummy, so you don't need to worry about it being photosensitive, but that's gonna smell a little better than digestin. It does have fennel in it, and some people are a little annoyed by that smell. It smells like black licorice, but it is very effective, very effective. And then you're just gonna incorporate your oils into the natural rhythm of your life. Every time you go to a massage, take your favorite oil. For a massage, I would say Adaptive would be an amazing one to try. Give your kids a back rub before bed to calm them and connect them. I just heard of a doTERRA user who makes a roller ball for each of her kids, and then she goes and has some time with them at night. So she's putting On Guard on them. She's putting lavender onto their backs. And she would play a little game with them, and she would write a shape or a number or a message on their backs, and they would have to guess what it was. So they're getting the benefit of the essential oils. They're getting that kind touch and connection with their mom, and she's also implementing a great natural health routine at the same time. And then you can massage oils into the jawline after dental work. So just keep those oils with you, and you'll be amazed at how many times a day you reach for them after they become part of your routine. And the last way we're going to talk about using your oils is using them internally. Now, if I wasn't talking about doTERRA, I would never suggest using oils internally. If you go to the health food store and look at a bottle of lemon essential oil, it's going to say not for internal use, okay? Lemon essential oil is supposed to be the stuff that it comes right from the rind of the lemon. It should be perfectly safe to ingest that. There is a reason those guys don't want you to ingest it, because there's something going on with that oil. Either it's not pure, it wasn't tested for pesticides or something like that. So you're not gonna wanna use those internally, but doTERRA is very different. Their practices for growing the plant, their practices for sourcing it, and testing it afterward. And the only thing in that bottle of lemon is lemon oil. There's nothing added to it and there's nothing taken away. It's not a synthetic lemon oil either. The easiest way I would try to start using oils internally would be to add a drop or two to a glass of water. I take my vitamins first thing in the morning and with lunch. And so I do that at that time. It's great. I do it right before while my coffee's brewing. So it's kind of a routine. If you add it to your routine, it's gonna just be part of your day instead of something you have to remember. Another way to take them internally is in a veggie cap. I don't have them right in front of me, but maybe there's one on the slide. I can't remember. And if you're not into putting little drops into caps, you can also purchase a soft gel already made. Some people are a little bit worried about using too many oils internally, and I guess that could definitely be an issue. But if you're concerned about how much oil is safe to use for different age people, using oils aromatic is such a small amount of that oil is getting into your body that there isn't a 24-hour max on aromatic use of oils. So you're good on that. Don't worry about that. If you have pets though, do make sure that they can leave the room. Some pets are sensitive to certain oils, but just make sure they can get away. Their body will recognize that. For internal use, an adult, per capsule, 2 to 4 drops, right? And probably no more than 24 drops in a day. That's a lot of essential oil. I think if you just do this intuitively, you're probably not going to be using more essential oil than is recommended, okay? Under your tongue, no more than 18 drops, and then topically, no more than 36 drops, which is a ton of oil topically. I guess if your person giving you a massage poured out a whole bottle on you, that would be a lot. You know, you probably want to dilute that with some coconut oil, but otherwise, I just can't imagine anybody intuitively using more than recommended. But then there is the 1 to 2 drops internally for children, and 1 to 2 drops at a time topically. All right. And as a rule, I would say, me personally, I know everybody does this differently, and I definitely would suggest you making your own rules for your own family. But what my family does is I don't usually give them internal oils until they're like, I don't know, 6 or so. doTERRA does make On Guard drops, little beadlets that are 1/4 of a drop, and I would give them those sometimes just as an immune boost, and they can swallow them like a capsule. But there you go. When you are using your oils in your water, remember to drink out of stainless steel or glass. And whatever you do, don't try styrofoam. I have a funny story about that to tell you someday. Okay. There's our allergy blend again. In doTERRA, instead of putting 2 drops, 2 drops, and 2 drops into a veggie cap, you can also purchase those already made. That's really convenient for anybody that deals, well, if anybody lives in Texas, first of all, but anybody who deals with those seasonal issues. The little ones, I have my daughter take one of those in the morning, and it's helping immensely. So that's one to add to your wish list maybe. And there's a picture of our veggie cap. I knew it was on there. This is what we call an immunity capsule. Sometimes we call this the Floop. But what this is 2 drops each. So this is a lot of oil all at once. 2 drops each of frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and peppermint. And you can switch out peppermint for tea tree if you want. That would make it, what would that, a flute or a floop. But this is a great one to try if you just start feeling that little tickle and you're like, oh, I think I might be coming down with something. Essential oils are so good for being proactive. Now you can let it go and let it go and let it go and let it go. And then you have an infection and you're like, what do I use for an infection? And it's a lot easier to deal with these things at home without medical intervention if you start it right at the beginning. So using natural remedies like this, you're going to want to learn and get used to paying more attention to your symptoms. I think with medication, we tend to teach ourselves to not be aware of how we feel. We teach ourselves to ignore that and kind of push it down. And with natural things, you definitely want to be more proactive with that. And then here we go. This is the easiest of all ways to use On Guard, but this is a great throat rescue. It's great for a sore throat. On Guard has a clove in it, so it's amazing. Great for the immune system, and post-nasal drip also. And then the ultimate internal use product. I get very excited about this next thing. When I first started with doTERRA, I was looking down the barrel of everything going wrong with my body. My emotions were out of whack, my hormones, my back, I would throw out my back with one sneeze. I had lived in terror of sneezes. I was depressed. There was all kinds of things going on. And I was ready to deal with them, but it looked like I was going to have to take all this medication, pain meds every day, mood altering drug. I was just like, what is about to happen to me? I was falling apart. My hair was falling out. Something was really wrong. What it turned out is that my nutrition was very bad. I was malnourished, and I think a lot of us are walking around malnourished. So if we're going to talk about creating a baseline of health, we're going to talk about this next product, and you can improve your digestion, your blood pressure, your pain or inflammation, your energy, your mood, hormones, brain fog, and then that vague body discomfort that well, it wasn't vague all the time, but just like, I just feel uncomfortable all the time. You guys, that is a symptom of your nutrition being out of whack. And so I just want to talk about this next thing. This is a huge game changer, and I don't even want to say it was a game changer. It was a huge life changer. These 3 supplements right here, if you want to create a baseline for your health, this is called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I'm not going to go into this a ton this week. I'm going to do a little bit more of this next week. But basically, the Microplex VMZ is a whole food multivitamin and mineral supplement. That's your grocery store products, okay? Nobody can eat as much vegetables as we need to. Nobody can eat as much fruit as we need to. Nuts, grains, all of that. A lot of those things that are absolutely vital for our cells to continue to make us better and heal are in that Microplex VMZ. The Alpha CRS, this is the one that is like the vitality part of the LLV pack, okay? The Lifelong Vitality, the Alpha CRS, antioxidant, cellular energy, longevity of your cells. That one is wonderful if you have brain fog, if you can't focus, if your energy is just done, if you just have those phantom pains. Alpha CRS is amazing. And the omegas are in the E Omega pack. And that's your omega fatty acids, and other essential oils are in there. And that's going to help your brain function better. That's going to help your joints function better. And that's going to help with pain. All of these are created to work together. And so if you purchase them individually, I think they're like $160 something. If you purchase them as a pack, they're $79. And they get you a discount on a few other products also. So purchasing them as a pack is definitely the way to go. If this is something, if you're just like, everything seems to be going wrong, what is wrong with me? This is where I would start for sure. All right, and then I told you, if you've already run out of On Guard and you're like, what do I even do? I got on the internet, I looked at doTERRA, and it gave me all these options of purchasing, and I didn't know what to do, okay? Let's talk about the frequent flyer miles program. It's not really called that. It's called the Loyalty Rewards program, but it is your ticket for earning frequent flyer miles with doTERRA. So if you've ever seen somebody unbox their loyalty rewards package from doTERRA, they might have told you, and I got this free, and I got this free with my points, and I got this free with my points. The loyalty reward program is how they got all that stuff for free, okay? So if you have a rewards card at your grocery store, if you like frequent flyer miles, if you use oils and supplements from doTERRA and other everyday products like hair care and skin care and toothpaste enough to purchase even just one item a month, if you're curious enough about oils to where you might want to purchase one thing a month, Loyalty Rewards is for you, okay? Because your points are going to add up in a bank so that you can redeem them for stuff on your wish list. All right. If you have questions about this later, I want you to ask them, okay? Because this is a complex system, but I'm going to give you a very simple version of it. When you enter the Loyalty Rewards program, okay, the minimum that you can purchase per month is one item, all right? And then for 50 PV or more, you start moving forward on what I call like a game board. Okay, so imagine your time with doTERRA, your first year in doTERRA is on a game board. Every time you order 50 PV on your loyalty program, you're gonna move forward a space. There are 3 spaces, 3 different months, you'll be at 10%. So every time you order 50 PV or more, but at 50 PV, you're gonna get $5 back in points, okay? Then you're gonna move forward to 15%. You'll be there for 3 months. Then you move forward for 15%. I mean to 20%. Until you get to the end of your game board and you're at 30% and you're there forever unless you cancel your loyalty rewards cart. If you just want to stay where you are on your game board and you can't do 50 PV that month, you won't go backwards ever, okay? As long as you just keep one item in your cart, one thing, just like this toothpaste or a deodorant or a lemon oil or any of the other things. I think the smallest amount you can spend is like $6.50, okay? What's wonderful about this is if you order with a loyalty reward program, you also get all of your shipping back as free points too. Okay, so you might think, well, $4 shipping on this little toothpaste, that's kind of not worth it, but you're gonna get that back in free product next month, okay? So if you just wanna stay where you are, if you have a hard month, just put one item in your cart. If you order 125 PV before the 15th of each month, and you can do this on some months and not on other months, it's completely customizable. You get a free product every single month that you do that, okay? You could get 12 free oils in a year if you switch your personal products, your lifestyle products to doTERRA. You're not buying them at Target or Walmart. They're not giving you 30% back. They're not giving you free essential oils, right? So if you do that every month for a year, you're gonna get 12 perfectly free essential oils. And they're usually really good ones, like, well, Litsea is the one for this month. And that's one that we can't even buy. It's from Australia, and we cannot purchase that. The only way we can get it is through this month's oil of the month order. Okay, so in order to reorder your products, because I know some of you are brand new and you're like, what do I do? You can log in using either your ID number or the email that you set up your account with, and then you're going to need your password. If you forgot your password, you can get it from doTERRA. They'll help you set up a new one. Okay, so remember, get one that you can remember. After you log in, you're going to say, I want to create an LRP. Okay, create a new LRP. A one-time order, I never, ever, ever order through a one-time order. And I suggest, if you like the idea of this loyalty program, I suggest you don't either. You can actually create a second loyalty order. If you've already placed yours for the month and you just need one little thing, you can create a second one and then cancel it right after that. And you're gonna get those shipping dollars back in store credit. Okay, so there's no reason to not get your shipping back. So create a new LRP. Then you're going to select the date that you want your box sent to you. Okay, it's probably going to be set for next month. If you started doTERRA right now in November, you would have to wait to do your first loyalty order in December. Okay, so I guess that would be the only time you'd want to do a one-time order, is if you needed something in the same month as you started your doTERRA account. But otherwise, it's going to start the second month. And then see how some of those are purple and some of those are black. The purple ones mean that's enough time before the 15th to where you would get that free oil of the month if it was over 125 PV. But what's great about this is if you have your loyalty order set for the 8th or the 9th, and then something comes up and you can't do it, you can either take everything out except one item, and you can let it go ahead and process on the 8th or the 9th, or you can go in there and just adjust the date. As long as it's in this same month, you can push that as far back as the end of the month, okay? I think that's quite helpful and very customizable in case something goes wrong. You're gonna get your wellness box on the same date every month, but you can definitely change that. Then you can add anything you want right here. So if you have stuff on your wish list, just stick it in that quick add, and it'll come up, a list will come up, and you can just click on the things that you need, and you can change the quantity here. It says you can edit your cart each month with new items. You do not have to purchase the same thing every month. Okay, that's a relief, right? Add new products from your wish list, take the previous items out. So if you ordered a lavender, that's going to reload for next month automatically. If you want a lavender every month for the rest of your life, you can just leave that in there. But most people add new products and then take the old ones out. It won't let you take everything out. So add your new products in first and then take the new ones out. Take the old ones out. And you can also redeem points after 90 days of being in the loyalty program. You can start redeeming your points for free products too. And I show how to do that. I usually do a video once a month in our Facebook group to teach you how to do that. It's very simple though. Okay, so create your wish list. A lot of the things we talked about here today they're all right here on this screen. And if you added all of these things into your LRP, it would be 139 PV. Okay, PV just means product value. Okay. You'll notice that some things don't have any PV, and it really has to do with how much essential oil is in the product and how much packaging is in the product. So things like the pump or the veggie caps or the stickers, those don't have any PV in them. So they're not going to help you get up to 125, but most oils are $1 for point. So if that Serenity is $32, it's also going to be valued at 32 points. Okay. And then the LLV pack, the vitamin pack, because of the packaging and that it's not as much essential oil as the rest of the products, And because it's a bundled price also, the price is a little higher than the PV value. So the $79, it's going to be a 60 point value. So it's not going to give you 79 points towards your 125, but it is going to give you 60. Okay. Here, a tip would be to set your date before the 15th so you can get the oil of the month. doTERRA will send you, if it doesn't go to your promotions folder or your spam folder or anything like that, but they will send you an email 2 days before your LRP processes. I personally like to just remember at the first of the month, go see what's on sale, go see what's special this month, and then just change my order at the very beginning of the month. I get excited to do that. So it's not something that I forget and then I accidentally ordered lavender 3 months in a row. But doTERRA will send you an email. And you can also opt in for a text, and I definitely recommend that. Order what you would have spent at Target or Amazon for things like supplements and household basics, and then earn points for free oils. I actually don't have to ever spend money on oils because we use the supplements from doTERRA, and everything, all the free points that we earn, that's what we use to buy oils. And shampoo and toothpaste and a bunch of other things. To advance in earnings fast, never order below 50 PV. You're going to always get a percentage back if it's over 50 PV, and then once a month you're going to move forward on that game board. And then it is possible to process your order now, and I usually do this too. So I usually will go in there, change some things, and then I'll just go process now. I won't let my order wait until the date that's on it. You can just process it now. And if you ever need to order 2 things in the same month, that's also what you would do. Process your order now. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. This stuff gets me fired up. I'm so excited that I could spend this time with you. If you're a direct customer of somebody on the Wild Abundant Life team, I have a lot of girls on this team. So if you're here, if you're with doTERRA, most likely you are a direct customer of somebody on that team, okay? Be sure to fill out the form for this class to get credit toward your free diffuser. If you're watching this on email, I'm gonna send that link to you. It's gonna be in the email. If you're watching this live with me, I'm gonna share it in just a minute. If I don't forget, don't let me forget. I'm gonna share it in the chat, but you'll also get it in the email with the recording of this class. You're gonna have 24 hours to fill out that form and get it turned in to punch your punch card, okay? And if you're just auditing this class as a visitor and you're not yet a member, but you go, I like what I see here, I think this is something that I could really get into. See me after class, or if somebody else invited you to watch this class, just talk to them about it, okay? And then we already have next week's class ready. It's loaded. You can sign up, you can register for that. The great thing about registering through Zoom is that they remind you, they send you the invitation right away, and then you can put that on your calendar and you can just get on like that. So I find that convenient. I hope you do too. I hope you guys found this valuable and helpful as you get started using your oils. I want to hear that you guys opened those bottles, okay? I know it's unnerving. I know it's a little nerve-wracking when you first get started, but the worst thing you could do is just let them gather dust. It's not as scary as it might seem to open those things and just use them, okay? Just so you know, some oils actually evaporate even when they're closed up in the bottle. Wild orange is one of those. It's so volatile that it can actually evaporate while it's sealed. So there's no point in letting those oils sit on the counter. You're gonna wanna use those up right away, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna write in, let me see. I saved some links for you guys. All right, is that right? Oh, here it is, okay. It says fill out this form to get a stamp on your punch card. I think you can grab that. I would definitely right click that if you're not ready to leave. And then here is the link to the next class. And if you are part of the Wild Abundant Life Facebook group, you can always find these links in there. And if you have any questions as you're getting started, that is a group that has a lot of women just like you who started out just like you and have been using oils for a long time. And I could almost guarantee you that if you have a tricky question and you haven't been able to find the answer, if you post in that group, probably somebody's going to see it right away, and probably somebody knows how to deal with that. Okay, so that's a really good resource for you. All right. It's been fun, guys. I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.